Hey guys, I was telling y'all a story here recently about me fighting with my uncle. It's all crazy, I know, but anyway, if you listen to the story, if you haven't, back up a few or yesterday's whatever video uh, it was, I just uploaded not too long ago. Anyway, I was going to tell you this story real quick. It got me to thinking as I was telling this one, I got another one for you. Okay. My mom and dad, as I said, all my folks are from Alabama, and my folks got married in 1955, and I was born in 1957. So in Alabama, when they were growing up and just got married, why, all there was going on farms was raising cotton. I mean, you raised vegetables, corn, potatoes, everything like that. Radishes. You grew everything there on the farm, but the cash crop was cotton. Everybody raised cotton. And my dad and mom decided, instead of having a life of raising cotton, renting a farm or renting a space of acreage of land to raise cotton on their own, they're going to try their luck in Chicago. Hence, I was born in Chicago. Anyway, they went to Chicago, and my dad got a job in a factory, and my mom did too. So by the time I was 11, 10 or 11, by the time I got in the 5th grade, I'd already went to 3 different grammar schools. And the last one that I went to was when we moved to Tennessee. Went to grammar school here, and started out in the 5th grade. My class. I started like I think school started like September, and we moved here in October, November. Anyway, we moved, and all the kids in that class here in Tennessee, the 5th grade, everybody, they knew each other from 1st grade. So I was the new kid. Well, what luck would have it, and sometimes I got some goofy luck, but luck would have it, the principal of the grammar school, his son, was one of my classmates. And he thought he was Tush Hogg. I mean, he did. I didn't know anybody. And, I just thought, we'd all be friends and, get along, whatever, I'd try to fit in. Well, I wasn't there too long, and he said, I want to meet you after school. Me and you's going to fight. So I said, okay. So this was like, I don't know, like maybe like 9 o'clock in the morning, something like that, 10, something, I don't know. Anyway, he thought he was something because his dad was principal. So anyway, by the time school let out, like at I think it let out at 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon. He got one of his cronies. They had like a group of kids, and they all listened to him for some reason. I don't know why, but they did. And come to find out that the principal's son that was wanting to fight me, he chickened out. Got one of his other classmates going to fight me. I didn't even know it. I didn't know his name. Didn't know nothing. So that after school, all gathered around. We didn't fight in the schoolyard. We fought in someone else's yard. Anyway, of course, the kid that the principal's son, he wasn't even there. he chickened out. And, like I said, I was already a nervous wreck anyway because I didn't know anybody. And to be honest with you, I was trying to figure out which door I had come in at school. It's kind of like this. Each part, was an entrance or exit, kind of like a big plus sign. And I could not remember which door I had came in. And at school, so when school let out, 8 hours later, I was trying to figure out which door I had come in, so I could find my way back home. I forgot the name of the street. We just moved here and all that. It was a mess. I was nervous the whole day. And then this come up. So anyway, we went to somebody's yard for the fight. And for reasons I still don't know to this day. But anyway, me and this other guy, we got out, set my books down or whatever I took with me that day, my lunch, whatever. Set it all down. And we went at it for no apparent reason. It didn't last but just a few minutes. And, I beat him up. I'll give my uncle that much. I had confidence. After all the years of getting beat up by my uncle, I was getting kind of educated a little bit in fighting myself. So I beat him up. And the guy that I was fighting on behalf of the principal's son. So anyway, that was all over with. And what's funny is, after the fight was over and stuff, him and I shook hands and we became like best friends. And I never did, him and I, neither one brought that day up again. I mean, we just became like best friends, done lots of things together. He was a really good guy and a good friend, and how he got conned into that. But there's another thing of, guess what I'm getting at? There's another thing going on right there with when I was talking about the serpent talking to Eve. Oh, just go ahead, he ain't nothing. He's a new kid. He don't know, blah, 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 blah. And he's the one doing all the talking. I'm talking about the principal's son. He's the one doing all the talking in my buddy's ear. And he wouldn't even do it himself. So anyway, I didn't have no respect for him. Come to find it out, when we got to middle school, of course, his dad wasn't principal at middle school. He was on his own like everybody else. And he was cowed down, didn't know what to do. And he always talked nice to me because he knew I wouldn't back down from him. But he just turned into like a nobody. But at grammar school, he thought he was top dog. But it's just funny how you get a fish, take him out of the water, and he's just flapping around. I mean, there's no substance. Anyway, let me finish this story too. I was telling kind of like two at the same time. I finally figured out which road I had walked on to go back home. But I went to all four corners of the school trying to figure out which door did I come in that morning because they all looked the same. But I finally figured it out. Finally figured out how to get back home. I just kept walking and walking, trying to familiarize myself with how to get back home. And so anyway, all's well that ends well. Y'all might not like this story, I don't know, but if you did, you can subscribe. I'd appreciate it if you would. Primer is best. I'm on Instagram, Primer is best. Facebook, Primer is best. I have a second YouTube channel called Man on a Budget, and I'm on Instagram, Man on a Budget 1. So if you'd like to check me out, let me know if you like stories like this about my life. I've got several stories I can tell you. And, if you're interested in stuff like this, I don't know. I just thought I'd throw it out there and see what happens. It kind of like throwing a wet paper towel, see if it sticks to the wall or whatever. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. I appreciate it. Hope y'all's having a blessed day. The Lord's in charge, and He's took real good care of me. God bless y'all. Catch you in the next one. See you later.